it's time for one of the most satisfying things that you can do as someone who edits videos. And that is loading up a bunch of things, queuing them all up, and now having them all render. Good morning, guys. This is Silent Mist, and welcome back to the vlog. I just edited, let's see, how many days? I just edited 11 days worth of vlogs, and oops, one of them's not titled correctly, but the rest of them, yes. I have from the 19th to the 30th, all edited, just finished it all. And yeah, feels good. But yeah, I'm greeting you all today with a good morning instead of a good afternoon or a good evening, because today is one of those many instances in which I try to fix my sleep schedule, because my sleep schedule is awful. I've been waking up really late, been going to bed really late, and now I want to try to fix that. So I'm going to attempt to pull probably not an all-night, all-day sort of thing, an all-nighter. Yeah, I guess it'd be an all-nighter. But instead I'm going to try to stay up until sometime in the afternoon, as late as I can, and then I'll sleep and then repeat tomorrow. And technically, well, not technically, theoretically, excuse me, burping, I should be able to reset my sleep schedule by the end of this weekend. At least that's the plan. But today is going to be a bit of an exciting day. There's something that I need to do in a little while, I think. Not entirely sure when that's going to happen. Hopefully it'll happen before I go to sleep because, yeah, like I said, I have no clue when this exciting thing is going to happen. And today is also the day where all this mess finally turned into 3 loaves of bread. So yesterday I talked about how for some reason, the bread that I made yesterday did not rise. So I mixed together that old dough in with new water and new yeast and made sure that it was in a warm place. Basically, I left it in the sink. And now the sink is a very cold place because there's currently ice in here. And wow, so much ice. I just emptied all the ice out of the freezer because the ice that was in here was really old and kind of smelled bad. But the bread is done, and wow. Best loaf of bread I have ever made. Hands down. It is amazing bread this time. And it's probably due to the fact that it was made twice. Does that make any sense? Yeah, apparently, like, redoing it makes it taste really good. However, it also makes it take, like, 4 or 5 hours to prepare, because you need to let it rise, you need to punch it down, you need to let it rise again, then you need to mix it together back into dough, and then you need to let it rise, then you need to punch it down, and let it rise again, and then you can bake it. And each one of those rising phases is either an hour long or 35 minutes long, and yeah, it just takes a really long time, so don't think I'll be making bread like that again, but wow, that bread is the most flavorful bread that I've ever made. And the other day, I went shopping and got a bunch of cold cuts for the, basically for my own bread, so I'm going to be having sandwiches galore. And that brings me to, like, one of the problems with making your own bread. If you run out of bread, you have to make more. You can't just go buy some. I mean, you could just go buy some, but no, that's not how it works here. Here, you make your own bread whenever you need it, and I guess you could go buy some if you really needed it, and I haven't been able to make any sandwiches in the last couple of days because I haven't made any bread. So, now that I finally have 3 loaves sitting over there, I'll have sandwiches for days. Unfortunately, one of the loaves, being this one, is a very interestingly shaped piece of bread. I don't think I'll be able to make sandwiches out of this loaf, but this loaf and that loaf I'll be able to without any issues. But yeah, I am just super happy to have this going, even though, it's making no progress. I'm a little worried because it might be because of all of this space that I don't have on this drive. I need to empty stuff out, but I can't do that until I render all this footage. So hopefully this won't be problematic and it'll actually render everything. That would be the best. Not too much later, although at least a couple hours later, the uploads can now begin. Finally, everything's rendered out. It only took a couple of hours, it really didn't take too long, but yeah, compressor's fast. Actually, just rendering videos in OS X is generally pretty fast because the way they optimize the renders is to offload as much as possible onto the GPU, and the Intel HD 4000 is pretty darn good at rendering video. But now that all of this is rendered, I can upload it and delete all the old footage. Wow, I'm gonna regain, like, right now I have 16 gigs free on this SSD. I should be gaining back somewhere in the realm of, like, a bajillion gigabytes. Actually, I think the Premiere project is somewhere around 80 gigs, and then all the footage plus all of the rendered footage is probably another many gigs on top of that. And yeah, it's just plenty of free space that's going to be freed as soon as I go through with all that, so I'm excited with that. But other than that, got these good old derpy Pokemon backgrounds. They're my favorite. And yeah, now I just have to wait for this. And oh look, one is almost done. This was like at 30% when I started the video, and now this is going to start. That's going fast, so fast. But just played a couple games of Overwatch. First game won. Second game, wow, it was really bad. It was Route 66, I think, is the map. Yeah, Route 66. Escort the payload. We move the payload 2 meters. And so I'm like, wow, we did pretty bad. So just in the match chat, I'm just like, hey, enemy team, if you don't win within 2 seconds, like, we're just going to win on the inside. And at the end of the day, that's what really matters. And then they won in less than 2 seconds. It was pretty sad, but it was pretty funny. But other than that, I am starting to get kind of tired. Usually when I pull an all-nighter, around 8 to 10 is usually when I feel really tired, and then it just diminishes down there, or from there. But I think I'll make it. I'll make it for a few more hours, no problem. After that, we'll see. It's weird starting up the vlog again after I ended off the vlog without sleeping, but it is what it is. I am exhausted, and I'm only going to get more tired, which means I'm probably going to need more coffee soon. But I'm really happy that I got all of this stuff edited because I've been putting it off for quite some time. I'm going to try to get a chunk of the Overwatch montage edited because that's just something I've wanted to do for a while now, and I have a lot of clips that would probably be pretty good. The only thing that I need to do is figure out what I'm going to use for the background music and maybe a couple other things here and there. But yeah, let's let today be a productive day. Well, it's about 5 o'clock now, and I fell asleep. Wow, I fell asleep really hard. Around 11 o'clock, I was just like, I'm exhausted, I can't make it. So I decided I was going to take a 20-minute nap. And that 20-minute nap turned into a 5-hour nap. Oops. But now I'm going to do that thing that I was talking about yesterday. What is that thing? Well, you'll see shortly. I just need to walk a little bit to go to the thing, and I'll be at the thing, and I can show you what the thing is. Yeah. Dang it, I wanted to stay up, but I passed out. I was so tired, like, it hit me really hard. I was pretty tired for a while, and then suddenly I was exhausted. And then I laid down on the couch for like 20 minutes, and I was like, no. Alarm wakes me up, just go to the bed and sleep. Feels so much better now, though. But I did only get about 5 hours of sleep, so maybe I'll be tired earlier than normal. That would be good. That would be really good. I'll see you at the thing. We're starting up really, really uncomfortably close to Nick. But it's Nick! I'm where he works. I've never seen this room open before. I've seen it closed so many times, but it's just out. The entrance is somewhere out there. And this is a neat little place. It's really cozy in here. I was like, you gave me the room number, and I was like, oh, it's on the 2nd floor. Look at the directory. They're all 4-digit numbers. I'm like, I don't know where to go. So I just kind of looked around. But
usually an A is the basement.
Wouldn't it be B then? For basement?
No, it's A.
Yo, I had one of those. It started smoking one day when I plugged it in. When technology smokes.
Useful for all the hard drives, you know?
Yeah, this is a lot of stuff here. Wow. Just parts everywhere. This is like my room, except more.
Organized. Somewhat.
Yep. So, what? So Nick decided to just take apart a computer There's a logic board, there's a CD drive, and it's Mac. And this is what I don't want to deal with by taking apart my computer. There are the 67 screws that hold in the keyboard. So now that I've seen it in person, I really don't want to do that repair. But, yeah, there's 67 screws holding that thing in.
And like these glued in pieces of plastic.
It's so dirty. Ugh.
That you're not gonna really, you can't put this back really.
You can put it back and hope. Hope so much.
There's shit some more in here.
The sad thing about all this RAM is that this is like pretty close to what I have in my desktop probably. They're all 1 gigabyte modules, but I've never seen a solid rectangle of RAM. Guess you see something new every day. So this is what I went to go grab. This is like the oldest iMac that will still run a new version of OS X. It's from 2008. It's a little old. So Nick is here. Nick came over and just like talking about potentially making beef jerky. And wow, I'm tired, but man, beef jerky.
Beef
That's
jerky.
pretty good. But
We're only limited by our wallets.
I think we're limited by this time constraint right here. I didn't know that you could install OS X from the internet, but you can. Unfortunately, it's an old version of OS X, and oh look, it went from like 534 million hours to 0 seconds.
Oh,
Time went fast. Oh, and I don't know if you can see that. Well, maybe you can see it. There's like a ghosted image of that installer and of the start menu right there. Wow.
Yeah, these screens goes pretty bad.
That's pretty interesting. But yeah, this thing is slowly coming back to life. It is really slow. It's like a Core 2 Duo, an old 320 gig hard drive, and 4 whole gigabytes of RAM. It's worse than this. Worse than that. And worse than that laptop way over there. I don't know if you can see it.
Probably worse than your phone as well.
Yeah, this is probably the slowest computer in the house now. Actually, no, this is the second slowest in the house, but the slowest one that I own. So, but it works, and that's cool. That's really cool.
Beef jerky.
We need motivational words from the internet, Nick.
I love eating meat.
Me too. Meat too. It's that time of the day again. It's time for some, I guess it's dinner. It's time for dinner. There it is. A delicious, delicious looking sandwich. Other than the dinner, which I'm very excited to have, this is finally done. Ooh, this is actually getting super close to being entirely done. Right now I am installing, well, I'd install Xcode in order to compile Open Emulator, which is the thing that I do on every computer that runs Mac. Compile Open Emulator. I could have just copied it from the other computer like I did with every other file that I did, but no, instead I decided to build the most recent version just to see how long it's going to take. And let's just hit this, type in yes, and hit enter. There we go. Okay, so that's going, and yeah, so this computer right here is if it'll load, it's going to take a while to load. This computer is a very slow computer, but it is the early 2008 iMac with a Core 2 Duo and 4 gigs of RAM. And then this hilarious, hilarious graphics card right here. It's barely a graphics card, but I think, if anything, it'll be a nice emulation machine, and if anything else, I'm going to try to make it stream with Plex, but I don't think this will be able to encode things for Plex. I'm actually extraordinarily doubtful of that, but still, I am excited to see how things work, because it's working, and it's working with the most recent version of OS X. However, this is apparently going to be the last version that officially supports OS X, because starting with Mac OS 12 instead of OS X 10.11, I believe the earliest supported model is a model from 2009, not from 2008. So I should be able to unofficially upgrade it, but the last thing that it's going to officially support is the most recent version of what's currently running. I don't know how long that's going to last, but I think by now my sandwich should have cooled down. I'm going to eat that now. 3 hours later, I have gone to sleep and since woken up. It is tomorrow now, so the vlog is ending off a day late. But I ended up moving the computer to over there for reasons that I'll explain later on, and that's probably where it's going to be residing for a while. But yeah, yesterday was a pretty fun day. Getting that here was a pain. I had to carry that across campus. I also got a couple of other things. Got a CD drive for the laptop, even though that really doesn't do much. It won't do anything, but now it'll have a fully functional one that doesn't sound like it's dying. and a little bit of spare memory that I'm probably not going to need for anything because that actually has just about the maximum amount of memory that it can have. But despite all that, I'm going to end off today's video here. So guys, I do hope that you guys enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you all again shortly. So until then, see you guys later.